friends, welcome to the Jazz Ranch Hip Cats Groovy Chicks. It's season's greetings. It's Christmas time. I'm going to play a song for you called I'll Be Home for Christmas. I'm going to be playing sort of an upbeat version, the bossa nova version of it. And this is a new version. I did a previous video on this song, so I've created a new version. I'm going to talk about it after I play it for you. So here we go. I'm going to play the song, and we're going to talk about some aspects of how to create a good arrangement. Here we go with I'll Be Home for Christmas. Welcome to the Jazz Ranch Studio. I'm going to talk about the arrangement that I played on I'll Be Home for Christmas. Now, first of all, to create an arrangement, you have to decide what kind of rhythm you want to play, and that would depend on the backing track that I choose, you know. So I decided a bossa nova. So I picked a bossa nova backing track. I think what it did was it created a very positive feeling about this song, which really was a very sad song actually, because it had to do with World War II and the troops over there and during the war not being able to come home. So they were dreaming about coming home and they couldn't. But so now I'm trying to give you a positive take on it with sort of an upbeat version of I'll Be Home for Christmas rather than a ballad version of it. And it's kind of fun to play. It's a simple song, and I played the verse. And you might want to check out a vocal recording where someone sings the verse so you can learn that verse, because it's a really nice one. It uses diminished chords. So basically I'm playing I'm in the key of C now, so starting out in C, and then I'm going to modulate to E flat. Why do that? Because it gives the song an arrangement and it gives it a lift by rising to a higher key. And I did that on the solo when I was improvising. And then I just implied the last part of the melody at the end to take you back to the essence of the melody. This song is AA or AB. It doesn't really have a bridge. It's just two A's actually with a first and second ending. So you can have a lead sheet with this. You can download it from my website if that helps you to follow along. But actually, the first chord's an F major 7, but you can use an F sharp half diminished and get the same effect. And now you get a nice bass line. And make the F chord diminish there. Now notice how I play a diminished chord. I'm voicing these chords in spread voicing. And that's a nice way to voice a diminished chord with root and 6 here, and then putting the third and the flat 5 there. The melody note is the flat 5 anyway, so see? Then here you have the E minor or C chord with the E in the bass. So now I voice the E flat diminished the same way. So here you have a perfect example of descending diminished chords. In other words, that F diminished is moving down to an E minor or, C with the E in the bass. So that bass line's moving down nicely. And that E flat diminished moves down to a D minor, to G7. Then again, repeating the second ending to the verse, a 2 chord in dominant, then a tritone substitute, A flat approaching, A flat 7 approaching the G7, which I play as a sus chord. This is 5 of the key now, G7, then flat 9 with a 13. Then I'm into the song. Here's the main melody of the song. So it's a C chord. Now I get these full chords by voicing them in spreads. There's another diminished chord. See, I'm voicing it bigger. So nice big chords, block chords here. There's a G7 sharp 11. Now I do these fills. Then you have the E minor 7 flat 5 there. Then you get the A7 13 with the flat 9. Now I'm sitting on a D minor, so I don't want to sit on it, so I'll just put the A7 in. In other words, rather than just having it be D minor for 2 measures, I'm going to put an A7. Now, how is that an A7? Well, it's a C sharp diminished, which is the same as an A7 flat 9 in first inversion. Then we have the half diminished on the D minor 7 flat 5. Then passing tone, 3 chord. Tritone substitute to the A minor, 7, D, 13 there. Now I'm adding the sharp 11. That gives it a jazz sound. Now I get to the G sus, and what do I want to do? Want to just sit on the G sus or go to a flat 9? No, I'm going to go up a half step. Now that's something that happens in jazz a lot, is that we go up half steps or down half steps. In other words, moving a chord. And it's a way of creating some harmonic movement rather than just sitting on a chord for like 4 beats or 8 beats. I can put another chord in there, and up a half step works nicely. Then I go up an octave, play the melody up here. You still get these big chords with the block chords. Or Okay, now it's your second ending. F6, F minor, or B flat 7. A13. I'm going to do that 13, flat 13. And then again here, 13, D13, flat 13, G sus. That's a very common move, inner harmony move. That there. With the flat 9 now on the G7. Now instead of going to resolve to C, I'm going to resolve to G minor 9 with a C in the bass. Then I'm going to put an F minor chord in there. Take me up to 5, a B flat, 9 sus, resolving to E flat. So what I'm doing is I'm modulating up a minor third, which is a very common modulation in music, that you have the melody be here. Then you go up to here. The other common one would be up a half step, which would be this. Usually up a half step. So I did that in a previous video of this song. I just went up a half step. But this time I'm going up a minor third. And it gives it a great lift. It just builds the energy and the drama, I'd say, of the song, is to have a modulation. Barry Manilow was the master of that, right, in pop music. Modulated on every song that he came out with. Builds the drama, builds the energy of the song. So now I'm improvising. I'm not going to talk about the improvisation, but I'm basically playing the same chord progression now in E flat. And I carry it through, and at the end, I give you a little bit of the melody with a tag, and put those sharp 9s in there. Then I go to E flat, then I create this vamp on an E flat to a D flat 7. E flat major to D flat. It's a very typical type of vamp, is to do that one chord down a whole step to a dominant 7th, back up again, each getting a measure each to improvise over. It's a great way to end the song, and you could end it, could have ended it, you know, with a resolution, but I like to fade it out there over that vamp. So that's what I did. So that's a short description of what I would call a good way to arrange a song. You know, let's review. In other words, start out in your key and play the verse. Learn the verse of a song, because it really sets up the main part of the song that we all are familiar with. We're not always familiar with the verse, but it's usually a nice thing to set it up. In this particular case, it's really nice. It's a really nice verse. And you can listen to Karen Carpenter sing it on her Christmas record if you haven't heard it. And then play the melody through, making sure that you're getting good voicings, good voice leading, nice big chords on the spread voicing, using tritone substitutes as approach tones, putting in little fills, things that make the arrangement interesting, and then on the second chorus modulate upwards usually, and in this case a minor third from C to E flat, and then I improvise over the chord progression, the whole chorus of the chord progression. So you have two choruses and then a vamp at the end. The one chord going down to the flat 7 dominant, and so on. So that's it. We'll have a sign off, and we'll wish you season's greetings. Thanks for watching, and please write to me. Thanks so much for tuning in. I want to wish you all a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, and I hope to see you again soon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please write to me. Leave a comment. I love to hear your comments, and I always respond if you give me enough time. So I'll say until next time, happy holidays and swing loose. See you next time around. Bye-bye.